In 400 feet, arrive at 6501 West Honey Lane.
In this video, we venture away from the campground to explore the Martinsville area. We're here at Hunter's Honey Farm and we are going on a honey tour. Most of the tour takes place inside, and then you go to the warehouse for a portion of the tour, but everything is on the inside. So I'm going to just show you guys around in here so that if you want to book a tour, then you have that information.
It's just a honey roll up, like a fruit roll up. Mixed fruit.
Show it to the camera a little bit.
Oh, that's peaches, pineapple, and honey. I got to get in some of that. That sounds good.
Hey, welcome to Hunter's Honey Farm. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Okay, first thing, raise your hand for me if this is your first time here. Okay, so everybody, that works pretty well. So does anybody have any prior knowledge on the bees at all? No? Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys a lot of really cool things about bees today. But first, a little bit about the farm. So this family, they're the Hunters. They have been doing this for 114 years. They're fourth generation beekeepers. They've all been beekeepers. And they've also all been teachers. They all taught science. And that's kind of the reason we're able to do the tours is because the current owner, Tracy Hunter, he was a science teacher. And he built this business here. This hasn't been here 114 years. The family's been doing it that long. So he built this business. And he just started off, with a gift shop doing shipping. And eventually was like, you know what? You should be teaching people about bees over here too. So we started doing tours. I've been doing that for a little over a year now. So if you guys have any questions about anything at all during or after the tour, I would be happy to answer for you. So we're going to start up here at the observation hive today. So this is how people are able to watch the bees without having to worry about getting stung so much. And you guys can see on the back side, there is a clear tube that goes through the window. There's some plexiglass there. So that is how the bees are able to go outside and come back in. So remember how I told you how they're making the wax earlier? So then after they make the honeycomb, after they fill it up with honey, then we are going to extract the honey. So we have to take the honey out. So I'll take you guys to the extracting room here in a few minutes and kind of tell you how we do that back there. So you guys want to come up, you can feel it, you can smell it. I think it smells really good. Kind of see the texture on it. You can see the different layers we've melted in there. So it takes a really long time to get a wax cake to this point, so it takes a whole lot of wax. You guys can see this whole entire thing right here is full, and up there we have a pallet. It's covered in those. Oh. Those are bigger, and those are a whole lot heavier. I would not try to lift this up. I would them back out.
So people just buy those whenever they want them to use it, okay? So
the wax cakes? Yeah, so all of those that you're seeing right there, those real light yellow ones, those we would be using here to make like candles, lip balm, lotion, things like that. So there's different colors and different grades of beeswax. So that's one of the lighter ones. You can see this right here. This is a much darker beeswax. Let me show you the color difference there. We don't filter any of our honey because filtering it or pressure filtering it, that's going to take out a lot of the important nutrients and enzymes and the little bitty pieces of pollen that are in it, which is good for you. So you can kind of see on that barrel right there, it's got that silver belt wrapped around it. So that's the warming belt I was talking about. That's how we warm up the barrels of honey. We just have to be careful, obviously, that it doesn't overheat. We don't want the honey to get over 140 degrees because once it hits 140 and gets hotter than that, it's going to start damaging the enzymes and run away the sugars in it. So it's not necessarily bad for you if you eat it like that, but it's not everybody's favorite. I personally like it because it makes it taste like burnt marshmallow. It's burning the sugars in it. So I like it. Not everybody's thing. It's not bad for you. It's just enzymes and sugars not bad. So you guys can see as we're walking back, this right here is our extracting room. So that is where we're taking honey out of the honeycomb. And to do that, first we have to get a frame of tapped off honeycomb with honey inside. This helps to not give me a hard time to say. So that right there is a full frame, so you can see the size difference. Two of these partial ones are the same size as a full one. So you can see there's nothing on this one. And this honeycomb looks a lot darker than what you saw in the gift shop, right? So the longer the honey and honeycomb sit, the darker they're going to get. It's not going to hurt you or anything. It's just what happens over time. And the darker the honey gets, the sweeter it's going to be. It's going to have a whole lot more flavor to it as it gets darker. But it takes a really long time for the honey to darken to like that point. I'll let you get a little close up on that. Does anybody want to come up and hold this? What? We have chickens today? There we go. We got a brave soldier over here. There's flaps covering that because there's a bunch of small knives in there, and those knives are going to poke open each one of those cells. So each little hexagon is called a cell. So those knives are going to poke open each of the cells so that the honey can flow out. And then we're going to take that frame and put it in those 2 silver barrels that you see in there. And then we're going to flip the lid down and turn those on. And those are going to spin really, really fast. And because how fast they're spinning, it's going to fling the honey out of the honeycomb. So it's kind of the same thing that you're seeing right here. This is just a smaller version that you have to hand crank. So obviously we don't use this very often because we don't want to sit there and have to hand crank that forever. Not a fun time. It's a good arm workout though. Okay, so does anybody know which of the 3 bees can sting you? Only one of the 3 we talked about. We talked about the queen, the workers, and the drones. You know? So who in here has seasonal allergies? Anybody? You're outside, especially in spring, summer, and fall, you're sneezing a whole lot, especially when they're harvesting in the fall. So this right here is what you're allergic to, so this is pollen. And the way that bees bring back pollen is actually really cool. So does everybody know what static electricity is? If you rub a balloon on your hair and your hair sticks up, you rub your feet on the carpet and go shock your sibling.
Right.
I definitely don't still do that. So a female worker bee, her entire body is covered in teeny tiny little hairs. Even her eyes have hairs on them. So this here is our wax rooms. Remember those dirty wax cakes I showed you guys earlier and they were kind of dirty? So we have a super fancy filtering system to clean those. So you guys want to see what it is? Yeah. So it's this right here, and it's just 2 pillowcases. That's all it is. Small. So then we would take this piece and we're going to put it inside of our second pillowcase there. Just going to shimmy it down in there a little bit. And then as that piece is melting, those 2 pillowcases are going to filter out any impurities in there. So that could be parts of a bee, dirt, grass, things you don't want in your candle, right? So beeswax melts at around 145 degrees, and this tank right here is at 175 degrees. So it is super, super hot. So I'm getting ready to pour some over here for you guys to see. But remember, like I said, it is super, super hot, so we do not want to touch it, okay? I know it looks like apple juice and it looks like honey or just fun yellow colored water. We don't want to touch it because it's not going to be a fun time, I promise. So we like to color beeswax our liquid gold, and this right here is why. Isn't that such a pretty gold color? And then before you guys leave today, that is going to be completely solid. Let's play a guessing game. You guys do? Okay, so looking at the candles up here, what do you think this one's going to be? You have any guesses?
A flower pot.
You think a flower pot? Yeah. 100% reason. Never had to put that much effort to take a candle out before. It's a little beehive right there.
Yeah, that's
How cool is that? And the nice part about it is if we're not ready to have it all the way out yet, I can just stick it right back into the mold. And we never know check it out. So as you guys can see, most of the candles that you're seeing around are just that normal, natural yellow beeswax color. Then you can see some of them, like the red heart up there or my honey badger friend up there, that have color added to them. And the way we do that is with this right here. So this is called a colored wax chip. So we would just take a container like the one I just used over here, fill it up with some of that liquid hot wax. Then we're going to take some of those wax chips, drop it down in there, mix them in, add more if we need to until we get the color that we want, and then pour it into a candle mold. And that's how we get the colored candles. We've got a couple different colors. We've got red, we've got green, I think we've got some blue up there. And we can mix colors to make other ones. Because like the honey badger, that was probably a mix of red and green. We use beeswax candles compared to store-bought candles. So remember, beeswax is made all naturally by the bees. Quick little thing for you guys. So the bees, they eat the honey, they digest it, and then they have 8 little flaps on their stomachs, and those flaps secrete little flakes of wax, and they form a honeycomb shape. You take the honey out of it and melt it down, and we turn it into candles. Right. And beeswax candles, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to get to that when we get. Okay, so the bees actually digesting the honey, and then they secreting it, the wax making the honeycomb, and then where does the rest of the honey come from?
So the way that the bees are making the honey is first they have to go out to the flower. They're going to stick their tongue down in there because the tongue is like a little straw. So they stick their tongue down in the flower and they're going to suck up the nectar from the flower. Nectar is just sugar water. So they suck that up and they have 2 stomachs. So the honey, that nectar mixture is going to go into their honey stomach. Because remember, the 2 stomachs there. Then when they get back to the hive, they have to spit that back up out of their honey stomachs. They're going to spit it up into the cells in the hive. When it still has a very high moisture content, they're going to stand in front of that cell and use their wings to fan that moisture content down, and then it's honey. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here is our tank room. So this short little stubby one, this is our wildflower tank, and that tall one is our clover tank. So remember I talked to you guys earlier a little bit about our honey. We don't filter it, we strain it. So the high thread count cheese pulp that I was talking about, that's what that is right there. So we have been working on filling honey for the state fair and getting our stock shelves filled back up after the Morgan County Fair. So all those barrels that you see behind you, be careful you don't lean up against them because they could be hot. I know the one on the left is. So we just take a small bucket, we're going to dip it down in there and fill it up with honey, and then we're going to bring it over here, make a sticky mess for me to mop up later. And then we're going to dump that honey into there, and that cheesecloth is just going to strain out any impurities in it. So that could be parts of a bee, wax, dirt, grass, things you don't want in your honey. You guys can kind of see from there that there's pipes on the back of the wall and there's levers to control which honey is flowing when. There's a tube connected to each one of these, and then one singular tube that goes through the wall and into our bottling room. Any questions about anything back here? Okay, so I'm going to sneak through here. We are going to walk through our stock room real quick. I'll make sure it's straight for you. And you don't want to have a sticky bottle.
Oh no.
Not a fun time. There's that for you.
This is so cool.
Oh, you gotta take that out. Stick back in your lid. And we'll make sure that it's straight, and then we'll get it filled up. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Then you guys can head back to your little table over there, and we'll make sure your candles rolled up. Corner for you. And then you smush the whole thing down with your fingers. And then you can all smush down all the wax. There you go. Okay, then you guys are going to take the bottom left corner, so the corner on the straight side where no wick is sticking out, and you're going to fold that over the end of the wick. And you can kind of see what I'm doing up here. I'm using my fingers and applying pressure while I'm rolling it, so it's going to give a really nice tight handle. And now slide it down. When you guys are done, it'll look a little something like this.
Oh, okay.
So, anybody have any questions about anything on the tour at all? Anything you're curious about? Anything I didn't talk about? Anyone else?
Just like the manual flavored ones.
I can do that. So with the different flavors of the honey, we have 3 different categories. So the first one is what we call Florida honey. So for those of these are just going to be different.
Okay, thank you.
So like
Tigerness was slower, it will burn.
Very blossoms. It's not going to taste like cucumber or berry. Okay, so now that you guys are done with that, I have a surprise for you. So
He's like, no.
It's like the wax you get for your braces.
what if you like chew it, swallow it?
This is super healthy.
Oh my.
Like,
So which one did you choose?
Kelly, did you have
so you can put it in your pocket.
I chose watermelon too.
tell you, do not put it all in your hot tea. So, because it will make a strange layer on top, and you don't want to drink that.
Right.
So,
Right, something cold, like something cool.
I would not put it in a drink. I just
Right.
put it on its own, and then you can drink your tea out. Absolutely. So, I
Okay.
just wanted to forewarn you because I did that once, and that was not a good decision. So.
But I like the hot tea because that's my relaxed time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah, I got the pina colada and the watermelon block.
Okay, I got the watermelon and I have the pink lemonade.
Yeah. I started to go with the mango, but I'll usually get mango. Pina colada.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to shop. And I don't have enough cans.
Ice up tomatoes and onions and drizzle this over the top.
Okay.
Really good. And it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
What does it taste like right here?
Not even after you open it.
Wow. Oh, I want to get some of that.
No, good.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just
There's so many uses
pace
of honey.
myself.
And the deodorant. I wanted to know about the deodorant.
So it's all natural using our beeswax, and there is no aluminum in it, so it's sensitive. It is very gentle on the skin. Like this one has arrowroot powder, beeswax, coconut oil, essential oil, olive oil, shea butter, baking soda, grapefruit seed extract. That's all that's in there.
Mm.
And so we have several scents: patchouli, unscented lavender, cedar, and tea tree. And it's for men and for women. And we have a lot of customers that enjoy using it, especially those who have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
And then those who don't want to put aluminum on their bodies.
Right.
That's patchouli. Some people like it. I'll trade you.
Yes, I get this one. I always order on, and then
It gives you energy. That's what they said. Man,
you don't need too much more in
I'm gonna be on bee pollen and sweet tea.
This is okay, honey. This is raw honey. Yeah. And
Are we gonna get that? Turmeric.
Yeah, the turmeric one. I want to try that lemonade. It's got a cat down.
I have not tried that flavor yet, but I have tried a couple of them, and there's also chocolate like fudge in the freezer. It has savory in it.
Uh-huh.
You get like got ice cream. This one honey, you want ice cream? We're just eating as a snack.
Oh.
I've heard a lot of people. My friend also works here, and she'll like spread it on her toast. And she's
It sounds good like that. I wanna try a few more of these.
Okay, well, sit the stuff down over here.
Okay. Let's see. Awesome.
I got to see what it's about.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, let's see. Well, it's got to be good because
The bourbon barrel peppercorn blossom is really good.
it's okay. I'll try that.
Right here. Peanut butter.
Oh,
So yeah.
Cantaloupe.
which one is this?
This is the peanut butter.
Oh,
It's really good.
this one. Oh, it is good.
You a bag?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, ooh, look at this one. Oh, that was almost gone. That's the cinnamon pecan.
Want to try that?
Yeah, I want to try that one. Look at this table. You can sample all of these different flavors on these little spoons. Aren't they so cute?
Are you back?
It's like a, I'm done. It's almost like a cinnamon roll. That the cinnamon pecan. So yeah, so maybe like on a piece of toast or something. That would be really good. Yeah. Aren't we getting? Did you get what you wanted out of there? Oh, you got the turmeric one.
I got it.
Okay. And then
Did you guys find lots of stuff?
we did. I was gonna say, can you order? Can we place orders?
Absolutely. You can
Okay.
find those online at huntershoneyfarm.com.
Okay.
Okay, good.
We
Perfect.
can ship it right to you.
All
Or
right.
you can
So,
come back up and visit us again.
and you can also get old-fashioned honey lemonade.
It's real good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too sweet.
That's good.
Where it leaves you thirsty.
Yeah. It almost made me want the recipe.
I want to take it to the head. That's good.
This is really
I like
good.
that drink.
How often do we check the hive?
Yes.
That would be depending on the time of the year. Maybe every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in the springtime, when we're starting new hives, we might check them every week. When the bees are in Florida or when they're out pollination, we may not check them but once a month. So it
Okay.
just depends on time of year.
You said when these are in
In Florida, yes. So in the winter, we'll take our bees to Florida. We overwinter there.
Oh.
And they can produce 3 more honey crops while they're in Florida. And the bees can be stronger in the spring so we can make splits because we sell bees to other people. And then if the hives are strong enough in February, they go to California to pollinate almonds out there.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so
you moving all of these beehives.
that's right. Over 1,000 hives, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's a lot. It's another world you don't think about. You just
Yeah.
you think that he's got a hive,
Yeah.
and he skips
Yeah.
through the meadow with his little pail, and he gets his little honey and puts in the jar. You think that's all there is to it.
Right.
Well, I thought it was just one location. I didn't know you moved
Uh-huh.
from
Yes.
place.
You know, right now they're in. Now you guys from Indiana?
No, we're from Florida.
Florida.
Okay, so right now we are southwest of here. There is a really good area for melons, and so we've got about 200 or 300 hives down there pollinating melons, and the farmers are paying us. And then east of here, about 2 hours, there's a 900-acre pumpkin field, and we put about 700 hives in there to pollinate the pumpkins. And they're
Wow.
paying us to do that. Last month, we had 400 hives in a 900-acre cucumber field, and those cucumbers go to Vlasic Pickle to make pickles. So, but in December, we will go to Bartow, Florida, just south of
Bartow,
Lakeland,
Florida.
east of Tampa.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're right there.
Wow. You guys are all over the place.
Yeah. Well, and again, don't take this the wrong way, but trying to make a profit. You know, as
Yes.
most beekeepers are hobbyists, and
Okay.
they've got a hive in the backyard. They get a jar of honey. They're happy. But as a commercial beekeeper, I'm trying to make a profit.
Yes.
So we not only sell the honey, we sell the beeswax, the propolis, the pollen, the
Right.
bees.
Yeah.
And then I teach a class through the wintertime, and I train people how to be a beekeeper, and then also the pollination. And we make more money off the pollination than we do off the honey.
Wow.
So as a business, then that's what we're trying to do is be more profitable.
Gotcha.
Good.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Thank you for the
Thank you.
education. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.